Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into an absolute nail-biter of a cricket match. I mean, this game had literally everything you could ask for. We're talking records, we're talking centuries, a shocking collapse, and a fight back that was truly one for the ages. And believe it or not, it all boiled down to this one single number, 17. That's it. That was the gap that defined the entire game. Just 17 runs separated victory from defeat in this insane, high-scoring showdown between two of cricket's biggest heavyweights. Okay, so let's set the scene. We're in Ranchi for the first one-day international, and this match was just destined to be an epic clash between India and South Africa. The expectation was sky high, and boy, did it deliver. So just look at these final scores. I mean, they really tell the tale of a match that went right down to the wire. India puts up a massive 349, a huge target. But South Africa? Wow, you've got to give them credit. Despite a horrible start, the response was just incredibly brave, pushing the game to its absolute limit. So the big question is, how on earth did India get to such a massive total? Well, it all started with two of their modern-day legends who basically decided to put on a show and remind everybody just how good they are. First up to the plate was Rohit Sharma. Now, an early wicket had just fallen, but he came in and just got the innings going with a blistering, quick-fire 57 runs. It was the perfect aggressive tone India needed. But, this innings was about way more than just quick runs. With 3 massive sixes, he actually leapfrogged the legendary Shahid Afridi to become the all-time leading six-hitter in ODI history. That's not just a record, that's a real statement about his dominance. Okay, so after Rohit's fireworks, it was time for the former captain, Virat Kohli, to take center stage. And what he did next was just an absolute masterclass in batting, controlling the whole innings with a mix of pure precision and power. And the result of that masterclass? Just a totally dominant performance. He went on to notch his 52nd one-day international century, a monumental knock of 135 runs that really became the backbone of India's entire innings. And it wasn't just him. With some really crucial runs from the captain, KL Rahul, who hit a super quick 60, and a little cameo from Ravindra Jadeja at the end, India had set a mountain for South Africa to climb. All right, now let's flip over to South Africa's reply, because this is where the story gets really dramatic. It's a story of a near-total collapse, followed by an unbelievable recovery. So the chase begins, and the pressure is just immense. I mean, a target that big? You need a perfect start. And the question on everyone's mind was, could they possibly withstand that early attack from India's new ball bowlers? Well, the answer came pretty fast, and it was all thanks to a dream debut from the young Indian pacer, Harshit Rana. He just completely dismantled their top order, turning the game right on its head in just a matter of minutes. Think about this. In just 5 overs, South Africa's chase was in absolute tatters. They lost their 3 most important batters, Rickleton, the super dangerous Quinton de Kock, and their captain, Aiden Markram. They were left completely stunned at 15 for 3. But right when the match seemed totally over, like a foregone conclusion, the story took a huge, dramatic turn. What we saw next was one of the most spirited counterattacks you will ever see in cricket. Yeah, against all the odds, with their backs completely against the wall, South Africa's middle and lower order just refused to give up. They launched this incredibly brave, aggressive fight back that somehow brought them right back into the contest. And this amazing fight back, it wasn't just one big explosion. It was built in 3 clear phases. First, you had the steady rebuild, anchored by Matthew Breitske. Then, Dewald Brevis came in and injected this burst of momentum. And all that just set the stage for the grand finale, an all-out assault from Marco Jansen and Corbin Bosch that nearly stole the game away. And Corbin Bosch's innings of 84 runs, I mean, it was just breathtaking. He was hitting boundaries almost at will, and he brought South Africa to the absolute brink of an unbelievable, historic victory. So, with the game on a total knife's edge and South Africa surging, what was it? What was that crucial turning point that finally sealed the win for India? Who was the one to hold their nerve when it mattered most? Well, when the pressure was at its absolute highest, the answer didn't come from pace. It came from spin. India's lead spinner, Kuldeep Yadav, he used every bit of his experience and skill to step up at the most critical moments, stopping the Proteas' momentum and breaking those partnerships that were threatening to win the game. And you can really see Kuldeep Yadav's impact here. He took 4 wickets. That's more than any other bowler in the entire match. So while the pacers like Rana gave them that initial shock, it was really Kuldeep's steady, consistent pressure through the middle overs that dismantled the fight back and stopped a stunning comeback from becoming a victory. So when you look back, this was a match that was just defined by incredible individual performances on both sides. Sure, Virat Kohli was the player of the match for his amazing century, but the efforts from Bosch, from Rohit, and from Kuldeep, they were every bit as vital to making this such a thriller.
And that kind of leaves us with one final thought, about what really makes sports so captivating. Was it South Africa's absolutely heroic chase from what looked like an impossible position? Or was it India's champion-like composure to just absorb all that pressure and close out the win? It's a great question to think about after a truly unforgettable game.